Hello friends, welcome back in the channel of Clinical Care Insight. We started a series of lecture on host-parasite relationship. Until now, we studied about the overview of host-parasite relationship. What is the mean by the host-parasite relationship? We also studied that not all, you can say, microorganisms are harmful for us. There are certain microorganisms which is living inside peacefully and playing a very crucial role to regulating our various metabolic function and thereby regulating our physiology. Okay, we also seen their distribution, the normal flora distribution. And then we studied about the microorganism interaction, okay, the interaction between the host and parasite. We seen the different modes of interaction between the host and parasite, and then we also seen that how we called one category of organism as a pathogens. What is the definition of pathogens? Fine. And for that, for there, you can say, in that respect, we studied about the Koch postulates, the Koch, Robert Brown's Koch postulates. Fine, Robert Koch postulate. Now in today's lecture we will see that, okay, fine, the organisms are now decided that there are certain, you can say, characteristics by which we can say ki this type of organism is a pathogen for us. Now these pathogens, the category of pathogens, when how it enters in the body, okay, and establishing a, you can say, a kind of relationship with us and harming us. Are you getting my points? So basically today's lecture we will deal with the pathogenicity of microorganism. Write the heading, we will deal with the pathogenicity of microorganism. So under this topic we will see first our lecture outline, what things we will study under the pathogenicity of microorganism. First we will deal with the overview, what is the mean by the pathogenicity, okay. Then we will study the two, you can say, microorganism pathogenicity. The first one is bacterial pathogenicity, another one is a viral pathogenicity. Getting the points? No problem? Now, sure.
Digital board ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಸೀಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸೀಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, 3 ಜನ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸೇಮ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಯಾವುದೂ
So connecting today's topic, we will deal with first the overview of pathogenicity of microorganism, then we will discuss about the bacterial pathogenesis, okay, and then viral pathogenesis. Understood? So these are the today's lectures outline. So now just tell me, what is the mean by the pathogenicity? We already used this term in our lectures so many times, but now it's time to understand the meaning of pathogenicity. Yeah, it's a simple, it's a disease causing ability, okay, disease causing ability. We've seen that not all the microorganisms are harmful, okay, some are beneficial. Most of the microorganisms are beneficial, okay, and certain, you can say, category of microorganisms, they are harmful for us, they have the disease causing capability, okay. So this disease causing capacity or capability is called as the pathogenicity. So write it down, It's a disease causing capacity of organism. So we've seen that unequivocally certain organisms are pathogens. Certain organisms are the pathogens. Okay. And in today's lectures, we will deal with the two kind of pathogens. The one is called as the bacterial pathogen. Bacterial pathogen, and another one we will deal with the viral pathogen. Understanding? Now, understanding about the bacterial pathogens, we will understand under the topic of bacterial pathogenesis. So, mainly we will discuss about the pathogenesis. And here, the viral pathogenesis. First, I should define what is the mean by the pathogenesis. Pathogenesis means how bacteria enters in our body. First of all, how it enters in our body and how it is able to cause certain signs and symptoms. Okay, in turn they cause the disease. Okay, how it's happened, how bacterial disease is occurring, that's called the bacterial pathogenesis. Okay, so we will deal with the process of bacterial pathogenesis. Okay, remember the genesis word denotes the production. Yeah, the genesis word denotes the pathogen. Now, and the same things applies also to the viral pathogen. Viral pathogens means those viruses which has the capability to cause a disease. Okay, and how they are causing the disease, how they are producing a disease, we will understood under the topic of viral pathogenesis. Got the points? Yeah, viral pathogenesis. Now let's just take first the bacterial pathogenesis and describe it in detail. Bacterial pathogenesis. Now, just tell me how bacterial pathogenesis happen. First, you know that infection. Okay, let's take the example of the infection. So, how infection is occurring in our body? Okay, first, infection. Remember, it is a microorganism. It is a microorganism which cause the infection. Infection ones or infection word is specifically used in context of the microorganism. In context of the microorganism, fine. So how infection is occurring in our body? Because in the bacterial pathogenesis, the end result is what? The end result is end up with the one kind of infection, isn't it? Yeah. So how infection is occurring? If we ask about the infection, if you ask about the infection process, okay, the infection process, then we have to understand their, you can say, nature. One thing is clear, that infection is caused by the infectious organism, okay, which is actually a microorganism, harmful microorganism. So it's this infection process occurs in the several steps, okay. So you have to understand the steps. The first steps, what do you think? The first steps occurs how? Microorganism must have to, you can say, enters in our body. Yeah, the first step is very good. First step is a, you can say, the enter of microorganism. Yeah, enter of microorganism in host body. In host body. It is a first step. Along with it, it have to invade invasion of non-specific immunity. Non-specific immunity. Now, what I mean by the non-specific immunity, you've seen that the immunity is the ability of organism to, you can say, fight with the foreign particles, to fight with the microorganism, harmful microorganism, as well as any foreign antigens which comes inside our body. Okay, this immune system fight, and sometimes our own immune cells, they forgetting to recognize the own cells, and it start destroying itself own cells. Okay, and that result into the autoimmune diseases. But here we are talking about the foreign particles. Suppose this is one person. Okay, this is one person, and is happy. Okay, and he comes in contact with certain organisms, certain microorganisms. Okay, and this time this microorganisms are bacteria. So this bacteria, this person is come in contact with the bacteria. Now, so first thing is the entry of microorganism in the host body. Okay, and how it's entered, it have to invade, or you can say escape or avoid the non-specific immunity of the host. Because you know that the immune system, we already discussed in the immunology that the immune system, or you can say the immunity, is divided into the two types called as the non-specific immunity, specific immunity, fine, and another is called as the specific immunity. Specific immunity. Remember, any microorganism which enters in our body, those microorganisms have successfully, you can say, escape or invade or avoid the non-specific immunity. Let me repeat it once again. Any microorganism which want to disturb us, which want to cause certain signs and symptoms in our body, it must first have to invade, avoid or escape the non-specific immunity. Okay, and once they successfully invade, escape, okay, or avoid the non-specific immunity, then it have to fight with the specific immunity. We are getting the points. So first thing is, in the infection process, the enters of microorganism in host body. Okay, host body. Now, what do you think? How it will enter? How microorganism will enter? Microorganism will enter in our body through certain open pores, okay, or open organ. Now you know that those ports, we are calling those as a ports. Okay, ports. Now the one port you know is your mouth, isn't it? The mouth is the one way by which the microorganism can come. Okay, or we can refer as a GIT, gastrointestinal tract. Fine. Another one is the urinogenital tract. Urinogenital tract. Yeah, and apart from it, sometimes when our skin is, you can say, the breaked skin, okay, or tears skin, that skin can also, you can say, welcome certain microorganisms. Okay, so skin, so these are the ports, these are, we can say, the portal of entry of microorganism. Fine, these are called as the portal of entry, okay, for microorganisms. Got the points? Yeah. Now you know that this non-specific immunity, they are very much present in these areas, in these parts of our body. Okay, then bacteria have to do certain things in order to, you can say, escape this, you can say, non-specific immunity which is present in the mouth, GIT, urinary tract, skin. Okay, and don't forget your beautiful nose, respiratory tract. So it's also, bacteria also affect the respiratory tract. Respiratory tract. Okay, or you can say the most of time we got affected because normally our skin is intact. Okay, the skin integrity is perfect, fine, there's no any problem in skin integrity, unless until we got some injury. Okay, and that time skin may, you can say, teared, understood, but generally these systems, they are fine. But the respiratory tract, it have the non-specific immunity, but most of the time we become ill. Okay, just because microorganisms are successfully invade this respiratory tract, successfully enters in the respiratory tract by escaping non-specific immunity, by escaping the non-specific immunity. Okay, so these are the some of the ports, or we can say the portal of entry for the microorganism. Now the question is, we seen in the case of non-specific immunity that mouth have many things. Okay, you can take the example, first thing which is present in our mouth, yeah, for providing non-specific immunity is saliva. Yeah, saliva contain certain, you can say, the proteolytic enzymes. Yeah, proteolytic enzymes, as well as it contain the trypsin. Okay, saliva also contain certain antibodies. Okay, apart from it, saliva also contain the lysozyme. Okay, it contain also the lysozyme. Now bacteria have to, you can say, deal with these all protection. That's a proteolytic enzyme, trypsin, antibody, and lysozyme. Lysozyme is basically an antibacterial in nature, isn't it? It's a antibacterial in nature. So bacteria have to deal with all these things. Got the points? Now, okay, fine. Now mouth part, they enters. Now it's come to the GIT. You know, you have one of the most important, you can say, the acid which aid in the digestion. That's called the hydrochloric acid. It won't allow bacterial growth. It won't allow the bacterial growth. Apart from it, intestine. Okay, intestine, they have certain, you can say, secretions, their juice, which also not, you can say, allow these microorganisms to, you can say, successfully reside or sustain for a while. Got the points? Now, not only the SCL intestine, we've seen that we have also have the normal flora, isn't it? And these normal flora, they also fight with the external microorganism, or we can say the foreign bacteria, in order to save their nutrition. In order to save the nutrition, normal flora also, you can say, compete with these infectious bacteria. Got the point? Yeah. You know, in the respiratory tract, there is the presence of cilia. Okay, when the cilia vibrate or when it propagate, it expel out the microorganism. Apart from it, there is the, you can say, the mucus. Okay, mucus is widely present in the respiratory tract. So all these things, they won't allow the bacteria to, you can say, reside, okay, and show their manifestations, cause the signs and symptoms. Okay, now about the skin, you know, you have the sweat, the sweat. Okay, sweat is also acidic. Apart from the sweat, the sebum. Okay, these things, they not allow the bacteria to grow. Okay, and in the urinogenital tract, this is the basically the acidic environment. Acidic environment, it's also not, you can say, allow the bacteria to grow. Okay, not allow the bacteria to grow. Now the thing is, we understood that in our body there are, if we talked about the first steps of the infection, that's the entering of the microorganism. Okay, entry of the microorganism into the host body by, okay, then this entry, okay, is opposes by the non-specific immunity, which is widely distributed in the host body, this person's body. Then how this microorganism or this bacteria cause disease? Okay, although there are, you can say, the different kind of physical barrier, physiological barrier, understood, the chemical substances, cytokinins. Okay, but how we can say that despite of having these all things, how they are able to enter successfully? Don't underestimate the bacteria. Yeah, don't underestimate the bacteria. Bacteria also evolved to deal with these things. Okay, bacteria evolved by, you can say, acquiring certain, you can say, layers. Okay, certain layers, envelopes. Okay, they have certain attachment. Okay, we can say, we call it appendages. Yeah, fimbriae, I'm talking about the fimbriae, pili. Okay, this helps to attach. Apart from it, okay, bacteria is able to switch. Bacteria is able to switch their antigen. We referring that as a antigen switching. Antigen switching, by which they you can say alter their surface antigens. Okay, and our immune systems, they are not able to, you can say, recognize. Okay, they basically confuse our immune system. This antigen switching phenomenon confuse our immune system, and thereby it escape the, you can say, non-specific immunity. Got the point? So now, and it also depends upon the person's immune status. It also depends upon person's immune status. If it is already immunocompromised, their immune cells are not working properly, okay, their health status is not optimum, then you can say their immune system offers so many organisms to come inside the body. That we already discussed about the opportunistic infections, isn't it? Opportunistic infections. So let's summarize it once again. We are discussing the bacterial pathogenesis, and we said that this bacterial pathogenesis end result is the infection. So we have to deal with the process of infection. Okay, and for understanding the process of infections, we have to understand the steps. Okay, so the first step we discussed is the entry of microorganism in host body. Okay, by how it enters? By invasion of non-specific immunity. By invasion of the non-specific immunity. Then we said inside the host body, or inside, we can see in our body, there are some pores. Okay, we refer those as a portal of entry. We refer those as a portal of entry. The one of is our mouth, including the GIT, another one is urinogenital tract, another one is skin, respiratory tract. Okay, so these are certain portals by which microorganisms can enter. But these open parts, they are not only, they are open, but they know their values. These parts knows their values. They have certain non-specific immune, you can say the immunity. In the mouth, as I said, it contains the saliva, and saliva have certain proteolytic enzymes, okay, antibodies, lysozymes, okay, these all, you can say, help the mouth to, you can say, destroy the microorganism. Okay, then we seen about the urinogenital tract. The urinogenital tract is highly acidic. It won't allow the bacterial growth. It won't allow the bacterial growth. Then we seen the skin. Generally, skin not allowed any type of you can say the infectious organisms to grow, infectious microorganisms to grow, until unless it's not got any kind of, you can say, the injury or tearing, wearing of the skin. Got the points? Yeah. And for you can say protection, there is presence of the sweat. The sweat glands are present, sebaceous glands are present, which produce the sebum, and these you can say the secretions, they won't allow the growth of microorganism. They won't allow the growth of microorganism. Then we've seen in the case of the respiratory tract. In the case of respiratory tract, there is a presence of the cilia, there is a presence of the mucus. Apart from it, there are certain cellular barriers. We refer those cellular. We already discussed in these things in the immunology, but just I'm revising. There are presence of the macrophages of phagocytosis cells. Fine. These macrophages, they engulf the foreign particles, the foreign antigens. Okay, and we also seen in the case of the GIT, there is a presence of hydrochloric acid. Okay, and in the intestine there are some secretions we refer as the intestinal juice. These all things, along with the normal flora, okay, they won't allow the bacteria to grow. Then, despite of having this much protection, the non-specific immunity, how we become ill? That's a question, that's a matter of discussion. Then we've seen that during the course of evolution, bacteria also, you can say, developed. They also evolved. They acquire some of the more potent envelopes. They have the appendages referred as the fimbriae, okay, referred as the pili, and they also, you can say, able to alter their genetics. They alter their genetics, and thereby they produce different kind of antigen, and we are referring this process as the antigen switching, and our specific non-specific immune system become confused. They won't recognize that, okay, this is our enemy, or this bacteria which is coming in our body, this is our enemy. So that's the first step of the infection. That's the entering of microorganism in the host body. Understood? Now suppose a person is immunocompromised, or this non-specific system failed to work. Okay, they are not able to protect the host. Then the second step is adhesion. Now microorganism enters in the body. Okay, microorganism is successfully enters in the body. Now the second step is microorganisms have to stable in our environment. Okay, this infectious organism, it have to stable in environment in order to propagate, in order to multiply, in order to reproduce their progeny. It have to first make themselves stable in our environment, because you know, in our body is a dynamic first of all. Okay, and there is a circulation of the fluid all the time. Respiratory cilia are beating. Okay, there is always secretion of the mucus, so bacteria can be expelled out. Are you getting the point? Bacteria can be expelled out. So in order to make themselves stable, it have to undergo the another, you can say, the process, and that is called as the adhesion. Okay, adhesion of bacteria or microorganisms in host body. So the second step is a adhesion.